Okay, so for 6-4, we're going to work with separable diffeq or differential equations. And so they give us that dy dx is equal to x times y squared, and they want us to solve for y, okay? And they tell us that y equals 1 when x equals 1, and what that means is that the point 1 comma 1 is on y. So what we do is we're going to say dy dx is equal to x squared times y squared by distributing the 2's through the product, okay? And then the next step is to get all the y's on one side and all the x's on the other. Now, one way to do that is through algebraic manipulation. I get dy over y squared is equal to x squared dx. Oops. And what I did is I just took this whole thing and I multiplied it by dx over y squared. Okay? And I just distributed that through both sides of the equal sign. And you get this line. And so the reason we do that is that I've got y to the negative 2 dy is equal to x squared dx. And we did that because now we can integrate both sides with respect to y or x. Now, to integrate a monomial raised to a power, we're just going to add 1. So that gives me y to the negative 1, and then we divide by whatever that number is. That's equal to add 1, x to the third, and then divide by whatever that number is. And then we tack on the plus c here. I could put plus c on both sides, but when I move them around algebraically, we're going to have a c on this side usually. So I just tack on 1 plus c on the right-hand side. At this point, I've got negative y to the negative 1 is equal to x cubed over 3 plus some constant c. Okay? Now remember, we said that x equals 1, y equals 1. So if I plug in negative 1 raised to the negative 1, that should be equal to 1 cubed over 3 plus c. Well, negative 1 to the negative 1 is 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1, is equal to 1/3 plus c. So now when I subtract 1/3 from both sides, I get negative 4/3 is equal to c. So what that tells me is that negative y to the negative 1 is equal to x cubed over 3 minus 4/3. Now I can simplify that. Whoops. I can say negative y to the negative 1 is equal to x cubed minus 4 all over the same common denominator of 3. I want to make this y. So the first thing I could do is I'm going to multiply everything by a negative 1, and that gives me y to the negative 1 is equal to negative x cubed plus, well, we could do it like this. Now, what this y to the negative 1 is is really 1 over y. Now when you have a fraction set equal to a fraction, you can reciprocate by just simply flipping the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. That would give me y over 1 is equal to 3 over negative x minus x cubed minus 4. Or y is equal to 3, and I'm going to distribute this negative 1 through the parentheses, positive 4 minus x cubed. Any questions?